Hi students, welcome to my class. Today I am going to explain third chapter in science, that is metals and non-metals, part 2 for class 10th. In part 1 we are discussed about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Physical property is nothing but a physical appearance of metals and non-metals. Today we are knowing about chemical properties of a metals. First is it forms like that. When metal reacts with oxygen, it forms metal oxides. It's clear? When metals reacts with oxygen, nothing but air, when metal reacts with air, it forms respective metal oxides. For example, copper is heated in air, it combines with oxygen to form copper oxide. And another example is aluminium that reacts with oxygen, it forms aluminium oxide. It's clear? When metal reacts with oxygen, nothing but air, it forms metal oxides. Next concept is what are amphoteric oxides? Metal oxides which react with both acid as well as bases to produce salt and water are known as amphoteric oxide. Metal oxides, that you know how it forms. When metal reacts with oxygen, it forms a metal oxides. This metal oxides which reacts with both acid and bases, it produce salt and water. This type of oxides what we call amphoteric oxides. Look at this. Metal oxides react with acid, it forms respective metallic salt and water. When metallic oxides react with base, it forms respective metallic salt and water. Example for this, aluminium oxide. How it forms? Aluminium reacts with oxygen, it forms aluminium oxide, nothing but Al2O3. This aluminium oxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, nothing but HCl, it forms aluminium chloride, AlCl3 plus water. Means metal oxides react with acid, it forms salt and water. Here salt is aluminium chloride. It's clear? It is a strong base. When aluminium oxide reacts with the base, it forms sodium aluminate. It is nothing but a salt and water. It's clear? Metallic oxides reacts with both acid and bases, it forms salt and water. This type of metallic oxides what we call amphoteric oxides. Next is some metallic oxides that are insoluble in water, but some of the dissolves in water to form a alkalis. Here, I just take a sodium oxide and potassium oxide. These two metallic oxides are dissolved in water and it forms alkalis, nothing but hydroxide. Means sodium oxides reacts with water, it form a sodium hydroxide. Potassium oxides reacts with water, it form potassium hydroxide. Here, some of metallic oxides are dissolved in water, some of them are insoluble in water. Here, sodium and potassium oxides reacts with water and it forms sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxides respectively. Next concept is different metals shows different reactivities towards oxygen. Here, metals such as potassium and sodium react so vigorously with uh, these two metals are kept in kerosene oil. It's clear these sodium and potassium react so vigorously that they catch fire if kept in the open. So we have to prevent this fire. For that reason, we kept these two metals in kerosene oil. It's clear? Next is at ordinary temperature, the surface of metals such as magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead, etc. are covered with a thin layer of oxide. The protective oxide layer prevents the metal from further oxidation. Means these metals, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead, these metals or reacts with oxygen that are present in atmosphere and it forms oxide layer. This oxide layer prevents further oxidation. Is it? It automatically forms a respective oxides layer on the surface of this metal. You just learnt about in first chapter itself. Next is the iron metal does not burn on heating, but iron fillings burn vigorously when sprinkled in the flame of the burner. It's clear this iron metal does not burn on heating because this iron has a strong molecular force of attraction. Hence, when heated, it doesn't react to its ignition temperature and doesn't burn. But iron fillings means these iron metals are broken down into a smaller pieces that we call a iron fillings. These iron fillings, when sprinkled in a flames, attain the ignition temperature, as iron fillings are comparatively smaller particles and gain larger surface area for the reaction. It's clear? Next is copper. Copper does not of copper oxide. At normal temperature, the surface of copper is covered with a copper oxide. The thin layer of copper oxide is a protective cover which protects copper from further oxidation. Thus, this copper oxide does not burn as it is already reacted with oxygen in the air. It's clear? Means this copper is reacts with oxygen, it forms a copper oxide layer on the surface of this metal. So this prevents with the burning of air. Is clear? Next is silver and gold. These silver and gold do not react with oxygen even at high temperature, as they are less reactive and are placed below the reactivity series. Next classes you have learnt about the reactivity series. Hence, these silver and gold are also called as noble metals. It's clear? Means these two metals are very less reactive metal, so they do not react with oxygen even at high temperature. It's clear different metals shows different reactivities towards oxygen. First is potassium and sodium. These two metals are vigorously react with oxygen and it catches fire if kept in the open. For that reason, we are immerse these two metals in kerosene oil. Next is magnesium, aluminium, zinc and lead, etc. These metals or reacts with oxygen and it forms oxide layer on the surface of these metals. So this oxide layer also prevents further oxidation. And next is iron. This iron do not burn on heating, but iron fillings means they are in smaller size, so they catches fire. Next is copper. Copper does not burn, but the hot metal is coated with a black colored layer of copper oxide. This also prevents further oxidation. And the last is silver and gold. They do not react with oxygen even at high temperature because these two metals are found in a low reactivity series. I hope you understand. Thank you all.